Sports opens the forum for a lot of different things, but the way that we vote for awards really does leave a lot of room for petty. And Cole, nothing, nothing is more demonstratively petty than when somebody gets a near unanimous award. Like there's one holdout vote on this one. And what brings this topic up today, Cole?
So I don't know if people know this, but today the WNBA announced its awards, and you know there's a lot of people, there's a lot of women who are deserving in the WNBA awards. But one thing caught my eye, Q. One thing caught my eye. Caitlin Clark won WNBA Rookie of the Year.
Of course,
she received out of 67 first place votes, she received 66.
Woo. Woo. Yeah. We don't even got to guess who that other vote went to because I bet it was Cardoso.
It was Angel Reese. It was Angel Reese.
Look, nothing is more beautifully petty in sports than a near unanimous MVP. And it always happens for reasons that have nothing to do with what you're actually supposed to be voting on. Remember last year, we had another incident of this. Lamar Jackson got the near unanimous MVP, right? Every vote but one. Lamar Jackson got 2 MVPs. People still talk about him like he like his evaluation is like on the fence still. Like, right? Like, it's wild to me that still happens to him, where people are like, oh, he could be bad any minute now. But yeah, Lamar Jackson got that near unanimous MVP. You know where that last vote went to?
Who got that last vote?
Josh Allen. America's quarterback, right? It don't feel like it was about football. And look, I know somebody gonna throw in there, but we all saw how Josh Allen, at some point, I ain't never heard somebody get the MVP after getting their coach fired. Like, I ain't never heard of that. Like, but somehow Josh Allen ended with a MVP vote. What we talked about this in basketball when it happened to LeBron 2013. Why did that happen? Pure hate, right? Pure hate.
Like, pure hate. Nothing.
Like, I won't let him have it. Like,
I don't like how he left Cleveland. And listen, we from Cleveland, so you know we get it. But at the same time, it's like, come on, dog. Don't hate like that.
I have opinions about that where I'm like, yeah, man, I'm from Cleveland. I felt all those things that we felt at that time. And I am also under understanding that, like, yeah, we were wrong about all of that. Like,
what made it even crazier is it was 2013.
Like, that was wrong. Like,
that's what make it even crazier. It's like if you did that in like 2011, like if you did that in 2011, I'd be like, okay, I'll let that rock. But like 2013.
2013, they was like, nah, man, we ain't forgot nothing. Like, how can you be they were hitting the Skip Bayless. How can you be the unanimous MVP when we're not even unanimous if you're the best player on your team? That's crazy. I don't even know who that vote went to. Did it go to Kobe?
No, 2013 it didn't go to Kobe.
I was about to say it couldn't have gone to Kobe in 2013. There's no shot. But who else in 2013 would that have went to? Derrick Rose was hurt.
Yeah, I was going to say, Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose got the ultimate petty MVP, by the way, because that was a fool. We will not vote for LeBron James after what he did.
Hey, be fair though. The Bulls were the number 1 seed in the East that year. They won over 60 games. So be fair.
Derrick Rose, unfortunately, will be the first MVP to not make the Hall of Fame.
I don't know, man. I feel like he's making Hall of Fame. That's a different video.
It'd be a stretch.
Hey, man, the Basketball Hall of Fame is not hard to get. It's clearly the easiest to get into.
But he's not done enough in college to do it or in the pros.
Man, there's people who have done less than Derrick Rose and made the Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but they done stuff in college. That's why they get in. Or they do stuff internationally.
Plus, he's the youngest MVP in NBA history. They gonna put him in.
You can't put him in the MVP. You can't. I just, other than winning that MVP, what has he done to get into the Hall of Fame?
Hold on, we can't act like that's just like not significant.
It is significant. But here's my point though. If there were other years where he was arguably close to being the MVP, I would be with you on this argument, right? Because winning one and then having an MVP caliber career, but like he got that MVP, he got injured, he was never an MVP caliber player again.
Let me actually look up what he's done in his career, like the accolades and stuff. Let me look at this up real quick. I'm trying to find it. I don't know why it's so much harder to find this stuff when you look it up on the computer. Dang, man, D Rose is only an All-Star for 3 years.
This is what I'm saying.
I could have swore he was.
It
more
feels
All-Star
like he was better than that, right?
Like if you told me that straight up, I'd be like, you're lying.
Yeah, he don't got a Hall of Fame resume.
Man, what? He was All NBA. He was only All NBA once.
Yeah, he had the one MVP season and never played at that caliber again.
He's always hurt. Oh man, that kind of.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't realize this.
Think about it in your head, and you like Derrick Rose. You remember that, and like that feels like enough. But then you think about it, you're like, nah, it really don't hold up.
Ooh, yeah, nah, that's gonna be a. I still think they're gonna put him in, but oof. Oh man, nah, man, I don't know.
He got some sympathy MVP votes. I think the year after he tore his knee. No. He got an MVP vote. I think his third year in the NBA. Again, we know what that was about. And then it was LeBron fatigue. And in 2011, he got it off straight LeBron revenge. Now, again, he deserved the MVP that year. It's just when you look at it, the only thing he's come close to is most improved since then, right? Most improved.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, D Rose. Yeah. That's a rough one, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be the only MVP to not make the Hall of Fame. But back to the whole point about the petty vote. Shaq 2000 should have been unanimous. Was not Shaq unanimous, right? Was that what he was trying to call it at that time? Was Shaq unanimous? Probably because he said that dumb shit. Is why he didn't get the unanimous vote, right? Because Shaq is, you don't want to give Shaq nothing because sometimes Shaq just do too much with it. Right?
You know why. He didn't get the unanimous. He didn't get it because people listen, this is what people need to understand about media members. They're supposed to be unbiased. They are supposed to be. We're supposed to be unbiased. But we're not. Nobody is 100% of the time. Nobody's completely unbiased. They're not. And if you do something, like let's just say you leave the Orlando Magic and go play for the Los Angeles Lakers. Yep. It's gonna rub some people the wrong way. Yep. Especially considering how that entire thing actually happened. He was straight up like, nah, I'm gonna sign with the Lakers after his rookie. Nah, that was.
Well, they did lowball him, right?
They did lowball him.
They lowballed him, and then he got the offer he wanted. Which I mean, like, look, this is why when I think about the LeBron thing, I'm like, man, we were wrong about this. I look at that Shaq thing, I'm like, what is Shaq supposed to do in that situation? Was the expectation literally, hey, I understand that they offered you more money in a bigger market, but you got to take this low ball deal for the Orlando Magic because they drafted you?
Listen, that's how it used to be. That's how it used to go.
Florida. Like, if this was like New Orleans or something, I'd understand. He's from this state. Like, at least with LeBron, he kind of from Cleveland. He not really from Cleveland. We've talked about this. He don't even claim that he really from Cleveland. But he's Cleveland adjacent.
He always say he's from Akron, but it's Cleveland adjacent, so it is what it is.
It's if you go from Cleveland to Akron, you're not in Cleveland. We clearly be like, yeah, you're in Akron. Like, we've never confused the two for the same. So, like, even then, it's close enough to where, like, I get it. It feels like but like, it'll be different if LeBron did what he did and he went to fucking Glenville, right? Like, Like now that betrayal would never heal. Like, but the fact that he went to Akron, I was like, well, I mean, he ain't really for Cleveland. Like, what's I'm supposed to do with that? It's like trying to hold somebody as a Cleveland hero when they from Columbus, dog. Like they not from Cleveland. They from the middle of Ohio. That's a different state. Like,
oh yeah, that's a completely different thing. If he was from Columbus, I'd be like, he not
bro,
from
it's like
here.
every time they try to voice one of them bad quarterbacks on us, they're like, yeah, he's from Cleveland. He grew up a Browns fan. It is like Brady Quinn in the middle of Ohio. Like that ain't even Cleveland, dog. Like,
be from Dayton.
yeah,
It's like, hey man,
right?
come on,
like,
man, what we doing?
All our hometown heroes ain't from Cleveland, man. Like, well, Bertie Kosar from Youngstown. Like, it's an hour and a half out. That's the closest we got, right? Like,
they might have been Browns fans, though. You know what I'm saying? They might have been Browns fans, so it's cool.
Yeah, but it's a little different. Like, you know, I got love for Youngstown. I went to school over there, but like, it would be different if Brian was from Cleveland, though. Like, I ain't never seen Brian eat a Polish boy.
Like, I will say this though. Like, Akron is probably like the one time where geographically it is close enough to Cleveland where you just like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like,
you're not from Cleveland. And
you know what I'm saying?
Where LeBron's from, I can see how you could get the impression that that might be Cleveland. But if you are from Cleveland, you are keenly aware that we call them motherfuckers from Akron, motherfuckers from Akron. Like,
Akron has a nickname that we will not say.
Yeah, and they call us something else too, right? Like, we've all like, if you from Cleveland, and you went to school in Ohio, that everybody is aware. Oh, Kobe is one of them Cleveland motherfuckers. Can't say the word I want to, but you know how it gets tagged. Okay.
And we absolutely judge everybody who's from Ohio, but it's not from Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Real talk. No matter what school you go to a school in Ohio, you from Cleveland, you about to beat the whole Cleveland delegation that goes to that school. Like,
there's really only 2 cities in Ohio that we kind of like accept.
Yeah.
There's only like 2 cities in here where we like, okay. Everybody else is kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like we neutral on Columbus. Like,
yeah, it's Cleveland and Columbus and then everybody else.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, there's like the smaller ones. It's like, I ain't got no beef with Youngstown, right? Like, but like Akron, there is some beef there because Akron don't like us and we don't like them like that because people make that mistake. But anyways, go back to Shaq.
Like, who's not from Cleveland or Akron?
No, but he's also not from Orlando. Like, that's just crazy to me that people expected that and then punished him. Like years later, by the way, for having an MVP caliber season, and then they just didn't give it to him. And then, like, you know, it bugged LeBron and Steph Curry got that unanimous MVP.
Can't even celebrate it for real.
And
you can't even celebrate that.
I wonder what be going on, LeBron? Like, I want to know what it was like to talk to LeBron in 2016 when that news came out behind closed doors. Like, what did LeBron feel like made Steph a unanimous MVP, but not him? When he was
I hear what you're saying.
Like,
I hear what you're saying. I wonder how Caitlin Clark feels right now, dog. I'm not even gonna lie.
Hey, bro, I'll be honest with you. Her whole vibe to me is like, hey, bro, I don't even be on Twitter. Like, I don't think she cares about getting a unanimous Rookie of the Year or not. She's pretty like locked in on that not being that major of an accomplishment for her. I bet she's like, I'm about to be a unanimous MVP like 3 times over in this league. Like, don't nobody care if I was unanimous Rookie of the Year. I don't think she cares about this as much as the internet does. She does not ever signal that she cares about any of these things that the internet does as much as they do. Because, Cole, we've talked about this. Ain't none of this shit really about Caitlin Clark. Like, and none of this center Caitlin Clark. None of this has anything to do with what Caitlin Clark act. This is like with Lamar Hamlin last year, right? Where I was like, hey, people wanted to give him comeback player of the year without asking him if he wanted that for almost dying on the football field. Because it had nothing to do with DeMar. This is another one where like, None of this stuff going on around Caitlin Clark has anything to do with Caitlin Clark. It has everything to do with the circus that surrounds not even Caitlin Clark herself, but people who selectively ride for Caitlin Clark for in certain moments, right? Like that's really what this is about. So I don't think she cares.
I wonder. I want somebody. Well, somebody's 100% going to ask
Mhm.
her how she feels about this whenever they have the first opportunity. But like this one to me, like Steph winning in 2016, obviously was not egregious. Like obviously he deserved that. You know what I'm saying? But this is one of them ones where it's just like how could you vote for anybody but her?
Yeah. And I think you're right about that. My whole thing is there are some people who will think and care about that, and there's some people who won't. Like LeBron absolutely is the type of person who thinks about his legacy every day. Like LeBron wakes up and thinks about his legacy. Like he brands himself Le Captain America, right? Like he goes out his way to do the LeBron branding. I love LeBron. I think LeBron's the greatest player I've ever seen play basketball in my life. But we gotta understand, LeBron got a flair for vanity, right? He cares about this kind of stuff. Like his 30, what was it, the 30,000 point thing where he stopped the game and did the whole celebration and cried on the floor like he won a championship. Like LeBron does this stuff, right? Like he cares if he's a unanimous MVP or not. Other people don't. Caitlin Clark reminds me of somebody who don't even get their haircut, dog. They just there to hoop. Like, I don't think she cares about any of this shit, dog. Like, she just trying to play ball. Like, I don't think she cares she was unanimous rookie of the year. Even if she got MVP and somebody did a hater ass vote on her and decided to vote for like somebody else instead of her, she be like, I still the MVP. Like, okay.
I'm just glad that you acknowledged that it's some hater ass shit.
Yeah, it's the hate ass shit. I just don't. This is why I think she's going to be like extraordinarily great, is because I don't think she even like really gets wrapped up in all this. Like, I think a lot of other players make the mistake of getting wrapped up in all this. She don't give a fuck about none of this stuff. Like,
You know what? I think she's gonna use it at some point.
yeah,
She
she'll
just
use it
strikes me
like.
as she strikes me as like that Michael kind of like, okay, yeah, okay. That's what we
She'll
doing.
use it as like petty motivation, like Mike did, but like Mike also didn't care. Like, well, no, Mike did kind of care.
Mike absolutely
Mike's a
cares.
special case, though. Like every bit of the
100%
word,
cares.
Mike is a special case about everything. Dog. Like
Mike 100% gave a fuck.
you know how we usually use the term extraordinary to mean positive things. Mike is 100% the neutral meaning of extraordinary in every sense of the word. Like he is an extraordinary player, but also what be going on in Mike's head is also extraordinary how he gets to these points. So I would hesitate to say anybody was like Mike on that. But I do think like, yeah, I think she'll use it for like some petty motivation here and there. Like, oh yeah, I want to beat Angel Reese by 30 because unanimous and all that. But I don't think she going to sleep mad, pouting on the phone, talking about something. Hey, you can't believe I didn't get this. Like, I don't think this affected her day one bit, is my whole point. Like, she'll use it when it benefits her, but I don't think it really matters to her as much. But this is what we talk about this in media, right? We got to stop acting and putting media in a position where they have to be quote unquote unbiased. Everybody is biased. They just need to be transparent with this shit. Right? Like, instead of just trying to sell us, oh, yeah, I'll be unbiased. That's why I voted for Angel Reese to be the rookie of the year. And I like Angel Reese. I thought she played great this year. She won rookie of the year. Caitlin Clark got that team to the fucking 6th seed. They was cheeks the year before. Like,
It's just funny. It's just funny. I would like
hilarious.
to. I actually know. I was about to say I want to know who voted for Angel. I don't want anyone to know who you are because I know how that's going to go on the internet.
No, I don't need anybody to know who did that.
We don't need to know who did that. We don't need to know who did that.
We don't even need to try to speculate. Okay, like
Just know that we know you are a hater, But we gonna leave it at that.
You was hating my dog. Like
You
that's
was
it.
hating.
Like that's
You was
it. You
hating
was
for
hating.
sure. You was hating.
It's cool. Hey, ain't
Hating.
that deep? You was hating though for sure. Look, one time I said Kyler Murray would be better than Lamar Jackson. It had nothing to do about football. like I was hating. We
You gotta
all
be honest about it.
Yes,
You gotta be
sir.
honest about it.
Yes, sir. All right.